You're watching Juke.com on CET.
Denver Academy is a school that looks at students individually, diagnostically, to get an understanding of how they prefer to learn, how they can best learn, and how they can best show their knowledge.
The first day, can I join a team? Can I join a team? What can I play? And we were like, Edward, geez, you're in grade 8, you've never played baseball or basketball, and these kids are probably pretty good, and maybe you should just stick to golf or whatever. And oh no, I really want to play these sports. And he joined every team he could get his hands on, every uniform. He didn't care if he could play or not.
When I first met Ed, he had a very, very interesting personality. He was one of those kids that you get drawn to very easily. Very full of life. Flamboyant, and he's one of those kids that he expects the best out of himself every time. If he's done it perfect once, he expects it to be perfect every single time.
He was just like a normal little boy growing up, but he couldn't read. And we kept wondering why he couldn't read. Maybe he was just a boy and wanted to play with Lego and trucks and stuff, and he didn't really want to read, and he used to rip up his books and run away. And we were just like, okay, well, I guess it's just a boy. And so we kind of went on, and then he got tested, and things just were so hard for him, and there was just no sport that he could play because there was no time. He was just with tutors every day after school for hours until dinner time, and then he'd have to go and do the work that he'd missed during the day, do the tutors, and then do hours of homework. So the poor kid never got to join any team at all.
At Denver Academy, we are very fortunate to have student athletes that love the sports. We're not the most highly talented group of athletes. We try to excel in what we do, and we look for small victories, and that is extremely important for our students. Ed is extremely active, very committed, and we're very happy to have him.
I'm dyslexic and dysgraphic. Dyslexia is where you get words jumbled up, like B and D was very tricky for me. And dysgraphia is, the act that you can't, you can write, but it's sloppy because you have so many, neurons firing in your brain, and it goes down to your wrist, and you just jumbled. Instead of, saying Tiger Woods, what is the best golfer in the world, would be, Tiger Woods, the best golfer in the world.
Ed has got some dyslexia. And here at Denver Academy, we don't like to say that Ed is dyslexic. He has some dyslexia, and he has some problems with that dysfunction. And because of his hard work and his enthusiasm and his good spirit, he overcomes that by getting involved.
The school has definitely made me play sports and want to get out there and play, 3 sports, 4 years. When I was younger, everything was so scrambled in my brain that, I couldn't really write anything down. I didn't stutter per se, but I, jumbled up my words. It would come out different way than how I would think. And then later on, I learned to, slow down, which is a big key.
To understand, we were always fighting to keep him in this school. It was every time that we went to a parent-teacher meeting, they were trying to get rid of him because he wasn't academically strong. They didn't need a kid like that in their classrooms. And so, it was always a battle with the school. And so this one day, there was 15 kids going to make the softball squad, and he was the 16th. There were 16 kids tried out, and he was the 16th kid. And the gentleman came down that afternoon and told him he was cut from the team. They cut one kid from the team, happened to be Edward. And he, and there's their eyes, they just well up, and he tried to be so strong. And I saw him sitting in his classroom, and I was waving through the window, and I said, "What happened? I get on the team?" And he huge, boulder tears were falling down his cheeks. And I guess, what can I say? I lost it on the teacher. I kind of got a little confrontational and said, couldn't you just put a uniform on him? He doesn't even care if he plays. Just let him sit on the bench. He'll get water. Just put a number on this kid and a name on his back, And he wouldn't do it. anyway, the mail comes and there's this gigantic big white envelope, and it says U of A in one corner, and the other corner it said in big letters, "You're in," and I saved it. I have it still. And so I peel it open, and I'm a bad mother, but I peel it open, and there was this letter that said, for the first time, it said, "Congratulations, Edward. You've been accepted to the College of Engineering, and you have a scholarship." And I just collapsed into a heap, and it's no exaggeration. I cried 12 years of tears that minute that they wanted him, a school wanted him.
Quite frankly, I wish I had a few more Ed Blacks, because they're always willing to participate and help out wherever they possibly can.
Yeah, I'll miss Ed a lot. I'll miss Ed a lot, but I know Ed's always going to be right here, and there's a part of him that's going to be with me probably the rest of my life.
It's going to be tough to see him head out to Arizona. I mean, I'm just as proud. I don't have my own son, you know, to speak of. So I mean, he's as close as I have to it. So to see him grow up from 8th grade and now graduate high school and get ready to move on to go to the University of Arizona is kind of a big deal.
You know, as they say, 9/10 of life is showing up. He shows up every time. And he's going to work hard, and he's not someone, like you said, at first glance you're going to be wowed by him, but he's not going away.
You know, he's a decent, certainly a decent athlete in all the endeavors that he's taken up with Denver Academy, and lettered in all those. I mean, we were just amazed. You know, we just never thought that he would ever wear a team uniform.
I was like, oh, I always knew I was going to go to Arizona. I always knew I was going to get accepted. And then when I finally did get accepted, I was like, man, that's actually one thing that, you know, I didn't screw up in my life, you know. I actually, you know, got into the hardest school that I could get into, that I actually applied. It was, you know, 1 in 100,000 shot for me to get in. I got in, so I'm the happiest person alive.